We're going to talk about natural disasters. How many people died in the tornado of 2005? Go.
We have on here Farmer Freddie. I was holding the cap, and the tornado just ripped it straight out my arms, and then hit my old woman and killed her dead. Yeah, golly, man.
Killed them dead.
So,
man, we woke up dead.
Yeah, really.
Is a cast member of the highly energetic and outside-the-box 80s and 90s tribute band Rubix Groove, a character-driven act that will take you back to the best era of music with a complete 360 degrees interactive experience that includes live music from rock to hip-hop, characters, costumes, and video projection. You know him on stage as Pee-Widdy as well as other characters. Please welcome to the Belief Flow Show podcast, Brian Holliday.
Great to be here, man. Great to be here.
Hey, Brian.
What's up, man?
Let's pretend like we didn't just talk for 10 minutes.
Dude, I haven't talked to you in forever, man. It's great. I'm so excited when you reached out to me. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Tell me a bit about the formation. I know you've been in this group for a while. Just kind of want to know some of the origins of it. Like, how did you guys get started?
Yeah, no problem. Well, started out doing a lot of church music, worship music and stuff for youth groups, and I've always just loved to entertain. And so in 1998, I moved up to Nashville, and I made a good close friend named Todd, and we stayed in touch from 2000 until about 2007. And during that time, I got married. I moved back to Georgia. But he and I always stayed in touch and contact and, back and forth ideas, what's going on with you. And so 2007, I had a opportunity, 2006, I had an opportunity to move back to Nashville. And that opportunity came to me in a way of, I got fired. So I get fired and it's like, I got nothing else to do. My wife at the time, let's head up to Nashville. So before I go up there, Todd and I are talking. He goes, look, man, let's do a cover band. When you get here, it'll be fun. I'm like, okay, great. But I said, let's not make it serious. Let's make it fun, just ridiculous. And he goes, yeah, let's do it. So when I moved back, we started on it, and the first idea was the 80s team, and we dressed up like characters from 80s movies, and then we used the A-Team theme music. And so then we did that for a couple of years, and we're like, oh, we want to push this thing, do even more, bigger stuff. So then we're sitting around talking on the phone, and I said, well, hey, how about let's call it Rubik's Groove. We can take the Rubik's Cube, rip that off. Hopefully we don't get fined. And then use Groove to communicate, hey, it's going to be about dance, and it's going to be about fun. And the whole thing we always want to do is just is to create the nostalgia that people look at and go, oh, my gosh, I remember that. I love that. And people can relate to it. And so we started doing that, and our whole idea, the whole premise of it is we have to make people dance, laugh, or sing. And it's always about the audience experience, whether there's 10 people or 10,000, you're going to get 100, 200%, and we're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that you are entertained. And we do that through nostalgia. We'll do that through doing crazy characters. We will humiliate ourselves. Whatever it takes, laugh with us or laugh at us, as long as you're laughing. And that's just really, our whole theme, our whole business plan, if you will.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I have definitely, unfortunately, I've never gotten a chance out of all these invites that you guys send me on Facebook. I've never gotten a chance.
Wait a minute.
To see
you mean our tidal wave of invites and our stalker invites, yeah, we're bad.
It's great. No, I love it because I've kept up with you guys for like years and years and years. And,
oh, look, another invite.
yeah. And I always say I'm either interested or like, I just leave it hanging,
But you're throwing off our analytics. It's like, well, Brandon said he's interested. Where is he?
I definitely have to make it up to see. I know you guys usually, you guys usually are playing local shows. And some of the places y'all have done are pretty big, like Nashville Predators, and you guys did the Tennessee Titans, I think, like in the games. Was that the largest crowd you guys probably played for?
Well, the largest crowd we did was the Preds, and it was close to near a playoff event or something for them, and so it was about 17 or 18,000 people.
Wow.
And the way we spun it, because it's entertainment, it's always about the spin. We said, yeah, we were playing at the Nashville Bridgestone Arena, and there's some hockey game going on, but we had about 18,000 people, and it's pretty good.
You guys drew the whole crowd, of course.
Oh man, yeah, and it was weird too, because it's like, I know they're not really here to listen to me, but I'm going to pretend like they are. But it was still a lot of fun. It was so much fun. But
that's great. What's the favorite show you've ever played? Like, I know you guys have done several. Is there one that stands out of your mind as kind of being a favorite?
Wow, I would say I got two that are neck and neck. We played. They have the College Bowl downtown. They had a College Bowl downtown Nashville, and they blocked off a couple of streets, and they had top of the line, like professional production, stage crew. I mean, it was I get there and I go, it was very humbling. I'm sitting there going like, man, they think somebody famous is going to be here. Everybody be quiet. Don't let them know it's us. And I mean, it was just amazing production. And they had giant LED walls. And so you're on that, you're projected on that. And they had the streets blocked off. So it was 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 people, something like that, just all out there. And it was so much fun, so much energy. And then another one was Sewanee School of the South College. They invited us to play, and we're like, okay, we'll come play at your college event. You're like young enough to be our kids. Okay, this is going to be a bummer show. They're not going to be into it. They're going to be like, hey, you got to throw, They knew every freaking song. They knew every word to every freaking song. It was amazing. And then we played twice, so the second time was actually my favorite. They wanted us to play Mr. Brightside.
Nice.
Who's it by?
Oh man, is that is that the Killers?
Yeah, the Killers. Yes. So anyway,
okay.
So anyway, we surprise them when we start playing it, and I mean, man, the whole crowd is just jumping. They're into it. They're singing every word with you, and it was so much fun. I mean, it's just like, man, we're all in this together. We're all having a great time. There's no age difference. It's a great song, and we're all having fun. And that's what and those are the moments you live for, song to song, show to show. The entire show may have its ups and downs, but when you've got those moments of a song where, and it's not even, and of course it's not my song. I mean, I'm a cover artist guy or whatever in a cover band. So I'm just singing somebody else's music, but they love it and they're singing it with you. It's like when you're sitting and, hanging out with your buds, like, man, check out this song, like we used to do back in the day. And it's just so much fun to have those moments. And, but those two, I think, are the ones that stand out the most to me. A lot of, but I always have this, like I say, I try to enjoy the journey and not a destination. Like, oh, I've played in front of this many people, so I've arrived. Hang up the bow tie. It's over. It's like, nah, man. It's going to be. You enjoy the journey. So when I'm on my deathbed, I want to look back and go, man, you know what? We had a lot of fun, and we did all these things. Remember we met all these people. And we had people come to our show. One girl was going to commit suicide the next day,
wow.
and a friend of hers said, hey, come to the show. It's going to be fun. And she changed her mind.
Wow.
Now, I'm not saying we did anything, but I kind of compare it to when I was working with youth groups and ministry stuff. because I'm still a Christian, and Todd is a Christian. And I said, in a weird way, I think God's going to use us no matter how stupid we are and stupid we get. And so we're always conscious of that. It's like, man, we want to reach out. I want to reach out to everybody. Somebody out there's having a suck week. But you're going to look at a grown man going through a midlife crisis, dressed kind of like Pee Wee Herman, Doctor Who, David Burns, George McFly. You're just so confused that you forget about your crappy week. And you just have fun, and you're either transported back or you're just sitting there saying, this is like a car accident. I can't look away. I really can't look away. I'm just going to stare at it. Maybe it gets worse. And, you're entertained. And that's really, in a weird, hokey sense, you're wanting to make a difference, not just sell a bunch of alcohol to people and get a bunch of money. Sure. The money is good, I'm going to lie. Money helps. It does. But, it's kind of like when you're doing what you're designed to do. God has created you to do a certain thing, and you're doing it, so it feels good.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, definitely positive vibes, like just radiates, out of the music and out of you guys. You can see how much fun you're having on stage. Notice there's a lot of people that are, on stage with you. You guys are kind of interacting. There's several band members. Have you guys ever had any kind of like on-stage blunders? Has there ever been any like something that kind of went wrong?
Oh gosh, yeah, like all the time. And we always joke. We always say that there's a show in front of us. There's a show out there in the stage in the crowd in front of the stage, and then there's a show in the back of the stage. And whenever we mess up lyrics, everybody on the stage will know, and we'll look at each other and be like, yeah. Or before you start a song, you forget the lyric, and you'll spin around like you're dancing, and you'll go up to somebody and say, what's the first lyrics, man? I can't remember what the lyrics are. And then we're all trying to scramble. We're like, I remember the second, and we'll tell them, and they'll start singing the second verse first, and then sing it again. We've had things where one of the funny things is that Todd seems to make the most, I won't say blunders, but the most fun, how would you say, politically incorrect. He'll have the most politically incorrect situations. He has a cowbell, and he does a thing to cowbell guys. So he's out and he's smacking this cowbell at this one show, and there's this table full of people, and it was a big fundraiser. So he's smacking that cowbell, trying to get their attention, trying to get them, hey, come on, let's have a good time. They totally ignore him, completely ignore him, and he's just smacking on it. They're just ignoring him. I'm up there singing, and we kind of see him off, and he's just beating it, whatever. And he's thinking like, oh no, I'm not, they're not going to outdo me. I'll show you. I'll get your attention. And it's all in fun and games. He's trying to encourage people. Come to find out, they're deaf. It's a whole table full of deaf people. Some person starts signing him. They can't hear you. No. And he just kind of hangs his head and kind of walks off. And then he tells us, and we're like, oh my gosh. But those are the moments that hey, it's an honest mistake. Didn't realize it. Oopsie. But at least he didn't say, "Where are you guys, deaf?" It's like he didn't say that. But yeah, so we'll have those. We'll have equipment malfunction. We'll have songs that'll bomb. A song that'll just you think the song is going to be great, like oh man, this song's going to rock, and then it's just and you're like, oh, this is the longest song in history going on right now, and we're out. You just look at the band and of course, those are the, like I say, that's probably the worst thing when you're doing a song that you just really believe in and you've got to sell it and nobody's buying it. Everybody's like, yeah, great, good song. Play some Rick Springfield. Play Jesse's Girl.
Nice. So you play the character Pee-Widdy, and that's your kind of on-stage persona. Was this your idea, or did you just have a possession experience, or what exactly came over you to do the Pee-Widdy character?
Well, I was on an Indian burial mound when I was mixing a concoction, and then it just came to me in a vision. We were all sitting around at a mellow mushroom, coming up with character names, and I said, coming up with character ideas, I said, hey, I could be Pee Wee Herman. And the whole band was like, yeah. And I was like, no, wait, no, bad idea. No, let's not. And they're like, no, you got to do it. So, yeah. There's one of those, it was moments you open your mouth and you go, ah. But I think I look more like George McFly. I'm more Crispin Glover looking.
Yeah,
actual
is that another character you play? You play George
Yeah.
McFly, and what other personas do you play on stage?
I'll do George McFly when we do Power of Love, and I'll put on the tuxedo from Back to the Future. I've done a 6 foot. I've done Prince. I'm 6'2", and it's kind of awkward. But the wig is so bad, I'm more like that guy from It's a Sweet Thing. So, and then I've done gosh, what's the other guy? Oh yeah, my favorite one we'll do a whole '90s show, and I will be Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and I'll wear the tutu and the combat boots, and I'll grow my hair out, and then I'll just gel it up to try to get that funky look. But I really like doing the Jim Carrey, because he's just when you try to play Jim Carrey, you can just do anything off the wall and people love it. It's like the more ridiculous, the better. It's expected. So. Oh, I did cross dress a couple of times. I forgot about that. So I played the church lady when we did our tribute to Saturday Night Live, and then
That's special.
It is very special.
Yeah.
Very convenient. And then I dressed like Barb from Stranger Things. We did a Halloween show parody, or a tribute Stranger Things themed show. So I got to dress like Barb, and we did a Jimmy Fallon skit, and that was a lot of fun. So, yeah, I don't know what that says about me, but yeah, okay.
Well,
I could be a woman. I feel like a woman.
it is 2020, so
That's right.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, I identify with whatever bathroom is open. It's like, I got to go. Open the door. Let me in.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Exactly.
So outside of Rubik's Groove, I've been very, blessed to know you kind of just as a musician and songwriter. I was just wanting to know, is there any kind of side projects, any other projects you're working on, or anything you're trying to get out?
I'm working on a yacht rock band.
Nice.
That style of music, I loved it. I grew up with it, and I've always loved it. I mean, I was very young. I was born in '69, so I was in, elementary school years, but I just love that style of music. So I want to do a yacht rock band, and kind of the same fun themed event, or as Rubik's Groove themed idea. And I've got some song parody ideas, because I found that I've kind of got a knack for making people laugh, so I really need to, focus on that. Not try to, here's a song that I wrote about a tough time I was going through. Nah, who cares? Everybody's got tough times. I'm going to write something funny,
Right.
And so, you've got a great sense of humor too, so that's, it's like you want to focus on that. It's like
playing to your strengths there. We were talking about that a little bit. Like,
yeah,
you definitely have that. You've kind of identified the fact that you can do that with the positive vibes, and you put it out, man. It is a gift. Like, it definitely is.
Yeah, it's like, whatever you want to believe, or whether you're going to church or not, God has created you to do a certain thing. You've grown up a certain way, so you're a product of your environment and your natural abilities. And as you get older, you can look back and you can say, oh man, I'm consistently like this in my teens, I'm consistently like this in my 20s and my 30s and my 40s, and so it's like, I ain't got much time left. I need to just go ahead and focus on this, and enjoy this train while it's still on the track. And I think that, the younger you can do that, man, the better, And but it's scary, it's scary to say, well, I'm not a conventional type person, I went to school with a lot of guys now that, are close to retirement from their engineering job, or their medical practice. And it's like, I've just never been that guy. And it's either, lack of discipline, lack of focus, or lack of intelligence, whatever. But, they have their gift in what they do, and I need to, focus on mine and do mine. But I'm still a nerd at heart. I still love nerdy things. But I'm like, man, people want to pay money to see me do stupid stuff, and I'm like, sure, I'll do it. Hey, you're laughing, having a good time.
Yeah, just as a kind of another question, I do like to ask people who have played a little more experience as far as playing shows, just for people who are getting started. I know artistry is easier to do, it is easier to create now, so the market's kind of saturated, with these platforms. I mean, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok now, like all these things. What kind of advice would you kind of give to somebody getting started in maybe band formation or creating or being, art driven creatively?
Well, I would say have a plan. Really have a good idea where you're wanting to go, and if you can find somebody else that is where you want to be, you can learn from them as sort of a mentor. And then I think it has to be honest. It has to really be who you are. Like, I would never be a good country cover band. I would just be doing it strictly for the money. I really don't enjoy it, so I'm not going to do it honestly.
You would make it a parody. Like, you would just straight up make it. You would be a character in that situation.
Exactly. I would be like, there's a snake in my boot, or something like that. And but I think you need to do it, and that and do it because you enjoy it. If you're writing, if it's just purely for yourself, you're writing and producing, and you're not performing, I think it's different. You can be more, I won't say selfish, but it can be more about what you want. If you're wanting to entertain people, it's got to be about what they want, right? It has to. I can't write a song about a pet I lost that nobody can really relate to because it's so specific, and then I get mad that 10 people show up in this club and half of them leave before the song's over. But if you sing a song that's real popular and everybody likes, I'm playing to what they want. But man, I think there's more outlets to get into online or playing on YouTube, and even if everybody else is doing it, you still have an audience that you can play to. And I think it's just a matter of finding your focus, finding a goal, and sticking to it. And then as far as bandmates go, finding people that share that same goal, because you've got to get along with them. If you're going to be in a car driving to Orlando, you want to be able to get along with them. And if they're not happy, you're not going to be happy. So, hey, it's not going to be a fun ride. But,
yeah, that's definitely one of the challenges growing up. I was around a lot of local bands, a lot of local music, played a little bit, did my thing a little bit. But that is the thing I've seen a lot, is the band members breaking up like like every day there'd be a fight about something, and you couldn't really get that uniformity. It was hard to find a band that didn't really have an ego, or this person thinks this person's not as good as them, or and it's just all BS if you're really trying to be serious about art and your craft. Like, get together, get on the same page. And I saw a lot of that, and a lot of the reasons that bands, aka didn't make it, quote unquote, not AKA, quote unquote, didn't make it. They had to reform and have another identity, and then maybe that one would take off a little better, or that kind of thing. So yeah, that is, I've seen, as far as one of the most crucial parts is uniformity. And
it's a family. It's a family, and all families are dysfunctional, but it's just finding the right group of people that can function dysfunctionally together and at the same time, and and be honest enough with each other to check each other's ego and attitude, and cut each other slack, like, oh, they're in a crappy mood, and you move on. And me and Todd have a good relationship that way, and more like brothers, and so we can lose it cool with each other, but we'll apologize later. But in our band, I mean, we humble everybody. It's like, guys, it ain't about your solo, it ain't about your ability and talent. It's about, are you connecting with the audience, and are you going to entertain and do your job? And I think with a band, it's got to be the same way. It's like, I kind of look at it like a battle sometimes. It's like, all right, guys, We got to be together. We got each other's back. You know, we all win or we all lose, but it's all together. And if you've got that camaraderie, then, you know, you can do it. And then being in an area where there's a lot more musicians, you have a better chance of finding people. You know, one thing we're from the same small towns area. And, it's like, man, you know, I remember growing up and it's like, if you don't play Skinner or you don't play country, man, you're out of luck.
That's right.
And I was listening to Prince and rap music, and it's like, well, I guess I'm out of luck, you know? So, you know, but yeah, moving up here is fun. And then the whole thing of, you know, I love Elberton. I love, you know, having those roots and people there and the experiences. And, you know, that's where I cut my teeth, you know, and so I love all that. Great times. And I can remember all those shows, man, you know, just can remember, like, you know, they're like benchmarks in my life of, oh, I remember, you know, this and that. But one thing that was always hard about being in a small town is that you have this small-mindedness where, you know, well, we don't really do it that way. And, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, that's just kind of, I don't know if I would try that. And, you know, that's just, it's always so hard to overcome, because you can have the best idea, but everybody's scared of it. No one's going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I ain't going to do that because everybody's going to see me, and then I'm going to go to work the next day, and what's that going to be like, you know? But I guess maybe I just didn't know enough people to care. But
and the ability to kind of branch out too, like when you're in a small town, like you're very limited. Like, well, that's what you're talking about. You know, you're very limited in mindset, and you know, it's scary. And I think it's a lot of fear, you know, more than anything is, you know, they're just scared to branch out outside of that small town, maybe go to the big city of Athens.
No, yeah, you're right, yeah.
All, you know, in the grand scheme of things, or even go to Atlanta, you know, like it's a fear thing that it's like, oh man, it's just beyond me because it's so big compared to what I'm used to. You know, I'm used to, you know, 40 people in a room playing the same Skinner song 100 times, you know, to the same crowd, you know, over and over again. I'm not used to branching out where there may be competition, people that are better, people who think differently than me, you know, people who will judge me, or, you know, I don't know, but I think it is a big fear-based thing with people that are just getting started. You know, those jitters that you get, and the performance anxiety, and a lot of people don't want to, you know, admit that they have that too, you know. When you're an artist, it's like, I don't have, you know, I'm confident, you know, but you know,
I'll get scared and nervous, but it's fun. It's a nervousness, it's an excitement, you know. It's like I'm about to jump off the cliff into water. Oh, it's gonna be fun. You know, I don't need alcohol or anything to numb that, so I can do it. And if I ever get to that point, I just wouldn't do it, because it's not worth. It's, you know, at that time, you're not doing what you're good at. You know, you're having to medicate yourself to do something that you're not, you know, good at. So I think it's
the remedy I've seen for, you know, performance anxiety is you stare at yourself in a mirror for at least, you know, 5 to 10 minutes. And you know, you have your mom cook you some spaghetti before the performance.
Or you see a ghost of yourself come up from the reflection. Then you know, I'm ready. Here we go. It's on now. Red rum, red rum, red rum. Yeah, that's great.
That's good stuff, Brian. Just you know, as far as your band, Rubix Groove and everything, what's your next show? Just for anybody that may be in the area, around that area.
We're playing, our next show is going to be on Valentine's Day, February 14th. It's going to be a Friday night, and it's going to be at 3rd and Lindsley in downtown Nashville. So it's a great venue, just good food, safe place, and we're going to do a bunch of crazy skits, and it's probably going to be some weird costumes, but always going to be a fun time. So.
All right. Well, for character bios, videos, booking information, be sure to check out RubiksGroove.com. They are all over the interwebs. You can check them out on Facebook, of course, and probably, are you guys on all the other social media? Instagram, Snapchat?
Instagram, Twitter. I don't think we're doing Snapchat. We're thinking about doing MySpace. I think it's really going to come back, Brandon. I really feel good about it.
You guys on Tinder?
What's that?
Are you guys on Tinder?
Yeah, we should be on Tinder, shouldn't we? Bands go out together.
Well, man, I appreciate you so much for coming on the show, man. And
Man, thank you.
It has to be, a little bit less time in between the next time we talk. So
Always, dude. Call me anytime if any project you're working on, you need some crazy ideas, and vice versa. Because you're just as creative as anybody I know, man. You're so funny, so I'll definitely reach out to you and see what you think about some stuff. And anything I can do to help you, man.
I'm seriously. You can text me, message me. I'm always on my phone. So it's
all right,
my
man.
fault. So.
Yeah, I know. All right, man.
All right, we'll talk to you later, Brian. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot, man. Take care.
All right.
I always had this. I had this recently came up with this idea for a skit. Shows a bunch of people like an AA meeting. Everybody's sitting around, and it's like, "Hi, my name's Brian Holliday. Hi, Brian. I'm a musician, but I have a full-time job. Oh, hey, okay, Brian. I've had this full-time job pretty much about 5 or 6 years. Oh, I know, yeah, and I'm trying to get out of it, but I keep going back to it. I mean, it's like I think I'm free of it, and then I just get pulled right back to it, and so, yeah, I thought it'd be kind of funny. It's like,
That's brilliant.
Brian.
No, that's brilliant, man.
You can do it, Brian. You can get away from that full-time responsible 9-to-5 job. You can do it.